How are these states being affected?
Right now, they're being affected based on the drop in revenue that they should be seeing from oil. And it really depends on different states based on what they forecast in their budget for the price of oil per barrel to be, and then what percent of their general fund comes from oil-related taxes. So right now, we're looking at Alaska, North Dakota, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana. Right now, Alaska and is some of the most hard hit, along with Louisiana. Texas seems to be safe.
Okay, so we're talking about some states that are now halfway through the fiscal year. How are they compensating for this loss in oil revenue?
They're compensating by either dipping into their reserve funds or cutting back on the spending side. So you have Louisiana that came out and said that they have a $180 million shortfall. So what are they doing? They're going to cut back on spending. They've eliminated 160 vacant positions and are cutting back on expenses on state agencies. Then in terms of dipping into your reserve funds, you have a state like Alaska where they'd forecast oil at $100 a barrel. So they're going into their reserve fund right now. They had lost $2 billion in revenue from the drop in oil. They're now facing a $3.4 billion revenue shortfall for this fiscal year.
Okay, so how long before the states really start to feel the pain, and how long can they survive financially with prices this low?
Well, they're feeling the pain right now from the revenue loss. Hopefully, oil won't stay at $50 a barrel forever. Some of the analysts I've spoken to is, maybe if they can get through the next budget cycle this next fiscal year, make some tough decisions, get through it, then if oil prices start to climb at the end of 2015 or early 2016, states will have some more breathing room. So we're in that mid-year cycle right now. We have to get through the next budget season and see how these states are really doing.
Okay, so this is going to have an impact on the broader economy. What's it going to be, and what are the first negative signs that folks should be looking for?
The first signs I'm looking at are unemployment and GDP. So the good news is North Dakota's unemployment rate is 2.7%, Texas under 5%, Alaska is 6.6%. So let's see, those have all been declining. Does that trend reverse? Also, GDP. Alaska's economy contracted last year of 2.5%. Does that get worse or does that get better? The other states, their economies haven't contracted yet. So those are some of the signs that we're going to be looking at.
Okay, it seems there's got to be a silver lining here, right? Is there any good that's going to come from this?
So the good news is states do have a fair amount of flexibility in what they can do and how they can balance their budgets. They can either cut back on spending, cut back on how much state aid they give to local governments. Also, one thing we've talked about is as prices are falling, consumers are spending more. States get a lot of their money from sales tax revenue. So let's take a look at the sales tax collections and see if any of the drop in revenue is offset by the increased tax collections.
All right, Taylor Riggs of Bloomberg News taking a look at what the oil-producing states are facing going forward.